Self-driving cars might be fully commercialized in 10 years. There, I said it. To be honest, it would be a huge deal for all of us if it happens. You know it, I know it, and the companies know it. Because of this, many companies are trying very hard to be the first one to produce fully autonomous cars. Tesla is the best known brand in this category. However, it is just level 2 of 5 according to the SAE accepted autonomous driving levels. There is still a long way towards fully commercialized autonomous driving. I'm Lei, and let's talk about autonomous driving today. First of all, we need to understand what are the levels of autonomous driving and where do we stand. Well, automakers will obfuscate what their cars do by using confusing terms like autonomous, self-driving, semi-autonomous, and self-piloting. I will here give you guys the most concise version of how autonomous cars work. There are in total 6 different levels of autonomous driving according to the SAE International. SAE stands for Society of Autonomous Engineers. Level 0. This basically means no autonomous driving. The drivers do all the work. Currently, many cars on the road belong to this category. However, things get more interesting when the levels go up. Level 1 introduces some driver assistance. The main differentiator is that under this level, the cars may have a system that can control speed or steering, but not simultaneously. The autonomous emergency brake feature, for example, falls under this category. Level 2 is where most of the self-proclaimed autonomous cars are. Tesla's autopilot is a level 2 feature that measures torque on the steering wheel to ensure that the driver is paying attention. Under this level, the cars can control both steering and speed at the same time, without driver interaction for short periods of time. Level 3 is defined as conditional autonomy, where the cars can drive itself. However, the problem with this level is that under this level, the cars will require human drivers to intervene if it could not function correctly. Many automobile manufacturers are skipping this level because of the safety threat it presents. The simple fact that drivers might not be ready when it's required of them to take over. Level 4 is almost autonomous. Under this level, no drivers would be needed. The cars would be able to stop itself if the systems fail. Finally, level 5, completely autonomous. Although it seems to be a small step between level 4 and level 5, it is really a giant leap. It's the difference between 99.99% and 100%. Only at level 5 can I imagine that all drivers would be excluded. And under this level, it is imaginable that driving would no longer be a skill that everyone needs to learn. It would be a sport for people who loves to drive. This chart shows where we stand in the realm of self-driving. As you can see, all of the existing car models are still at level 2, yet several companies are projecting successful completion of level 4 automation in about 5 years. A few companies worth noting in this industry is, first of all, Uber. Autonomous driving is, I think, the lifeline of Uber. Its profitability has been the matter of question for years, and this would depend on whether or not it successfully launches its self-driving car services. The second company is Waymo. It has decided recently to abandon its auto dream and instead focus on partnering with auto giants. Its partnership with Avis shows its conviction. Avis is one of the oldest and biggest car rental companies in the world. Partnering with them will ensure that the technology from Waymo will be of great demand in the future. This is also a strategic move from Avis to counter the damage done to the car rental industry by companies like Uber and Lyft. The third company I wanted to talk about is Tesla. Here it represents the automakers. They are the traditional old guard, if you will, in the auto industry. They are constantly upping their game to bring better services to its customers. Self-driving functionality is obviously one of them. Tesla's autopilot, for example, is currently a level 2 automation. Overall, I am not so optimistic about self-driving cars in the foreseeable future. That is, I think within 10 years. I mean, my view would probably change on this issue, but not just yet. The reason I'm not so sure is partly because of the startup cloud that hangs over the sky that makes everything seem investable, and partly because I, for one, still are not able to visualize the full benefit of self-driving. One of the main incentives for making cars self-driven is safety, but until most of the cars on the road are connected, there will still be accidents, difficult situations which require a complete automation. And until fully automation is achieved, whatever we're having now feels too much like a gimmick that you can impress your friends with, but functionality-wise, it's still pretty redundant.